And as soon as this new like partnership takes over Crazy Eddie's, it becomes abundantly clear to them that they were running a massive fraud. And sort of to like what you just said, the new auditors of the business only found, I think they eventually downed the number to like $60 million worth of inventory, and it was supposed to be around $125 million worth of inventory. So almost half the inventory was fake. Uh, Sammy himself at this point is like giving, you're like kind of like listening to his internal monologue through the writing, saying he thought they only inflated the numbers about 20 to 30 million. So he also being the one guy doing all this was like just totally lost on how much fraud they had truly committed. So like once the fraud came out, they all got indicted by the SEC. And then Eddie, I mean, long story short, Eddie, of course, Eddie felt like Sammy was talking to the FBI, which he started talking to the FBI like religiously, primarily this one FBI agent named Paul Hayes. And then Eddie fled to Israel. So he got a fictitious passport. He had a variety of fictitious passports with a new identity, David Cohen, and he became an Israeli citizen. And he went and lived with Israel with his now second wife. And his first wife was named Debbie, and then his second wife was also named Debbie. Um,
Mm.
so at that point, when the Israelis found out that he claimed, I feel like this was a good point that because I kind of hear this in the news all the time that all these criminals, all these Jewish criminals flee to Israel and claim right of return because they can and Israel protects them. And I feel like this is a good example of how that's just like patently false because the Israelis were incredibly upset when they found out he claimed he got citizenship using a false identity, and they threw him in a very unfun prison and made him sit there. Uh,
Hmm.
and they were like trying to get him to give up his citizenship, and he didn't give it up until he found out one of his daughters was sick with cancer, and then he allowed himself to be extradited, I guess, to
Yeah,
where,
from Israel's perspective, it makes them look like fools for
yeah,
kind of, yeah, allowing that fake paperwork to
passport,
actually
right.
work.